Good evening, and welcome to the Fallout Feed Halloween Spooktacular. Tonight we will venture on a quest so vile, so evil, that the listeners dare not proceed. You will hear tales of monsters, despair, depravity so torturous, suicide, cannibalism, a mutated murder, and transformations ghoulish enough to poison the very soul of all who are brave enough to tread further. Join us, if you dare. Do not look away if you have the stomach. Get on your knees for the Mothman Cometh. I was rummaging around through an old Mothman Cultist settlement, looking for a snack because you know those Mothman eggs are oh so tasty, and I found a duffel bag full of holotapes. Let's take a listen.
If you want, if you must, return to yourself, rebirth. Don't hide yourself away, for he will always see and protect you. His wings, so broad, his eyes pierce your very being. He has returned.
Yellow covered the sky. Poison filled the air. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Allow him to look inside your soul. Desire. I know it's forbidden. He promised to wash it all away. He promised that he will return. Take me. I am yours.
The cathode ray tube is the retina to the mind's eye. Break out of your cocoon. Spread your wings. Embrace his gift. See through his eyes, and you will ascend. Gravity means nothing. Crusades mean everything.
Chapter 7. Constructing the effigy. Gather 10 to 20 bundles of sticks underneath the new moon. Bind them tightly with the entrails of the sacrificial beast, and cleanse and bless your tools with holy incense. Construct the form of your effigy with the bundles, using straw or twine to fix them into position. Plant a staff of hewn oak down the center of the effigy. Hammer the staff firmly into the dirt, and pile more sticks, logs, and wood scraps around the base. Anoint your sacred blade with the holy oil made from the Bright One's eggs, and use your blade to bless the effigy for use in your circle. Chapter 8. Summoning Rite. On the night of a full moon, gather your fellows and sit around the effigy. Light the pyre, and have all recite the following incantation as one. O Bright One, we bid thee, follow this sacred flame with thy ever-watchful eyes. See clear as day this holy fire we burn in your honor, like cattle to slaughter. We die for thee. Bid us welcome, as we beckon thee with this divine lamp, that we may be blessed by the air underneath thy wings.
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that exists in the shadows and fringes of our own, where myth, legend, and rumor are made real. Yes, it's time for more thrilling tales from the West Virginia hills. Not all creatures are of the land. Some stalk the skies. One such boogeyman has been reported for generations by mystified West Virginians. Its name remains the same, but accounts and speculation about its nature vary wildly. Some say man, others say beast, some say devil, others say angel. Tonight's tale, The Mothman Cometh, begins in Morgantown Municipal Hospital. We join young Mary Scarberry's bedside as she wakes, looking a little worse for wear.
Nurse? Nurse Handy? Are you there?
Right here, ma chérie. And how are you feeling? Perhaps another stink pack will help. Is she awake?
There she is.
I heard her voice.
How's my brave little girl?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I'm doing okay.
Oh, we've been worried sick. Oh, you gave us such a fright.
Howdy, folks. Awful sorry to disturb you at this hour. Mary, this is Sheriff Johnson. He just wants to ask a few questions.
Well, from what I hear, you're downright lucky to be alive, Miss Mary. You kids went through quite an ordeal.
Steve and Buddy, are they okay?
Let's just have a little chat first, Mary. Now, do you remember how you came to be on the Fayetteville Railroad Bridge yesterday?
Well, going to the bridge was really Buddy's idea.
Come on, Mary. Don't whip out. Every kid's got to do it sometime.
But, Buddy, you know I'm plumb scared of heights. How far you reckon that drop is, Steve?
My daddy says 1,000 feet. I heard it's 2,000 feet. Plenty of time to say last words and final prayers before you hit the river.
Stop teasing me. I told y'all I'm nervous enough already.
Come on. Quit your stalling. Here, watch me. There's nothing to it.
Buddy, be careful.
Last one across is round egg.
Here goes.
Atta girl. Come on.
Slow down. I gotta take my time.
You're doing swell, Mary.
Oh, no. I don't think I can go any further.
You can't chicken out now. Just put one foot in front of the other. Hey, y'all! Look! Up in the sky! Dang! What is that? It's too big to be a bird. Wait, I know what it is. See how its eyes are glowing red? It's the Mothman!
It's flying right toward us! Yeah! Oh, that was close.
Steve! Mary! Get off that bridge! Train coming! The train! Oh no! Grandpa says that the Mothman's a sign of bad things. Bet that means the train's gonna derail.
Or maybe the bad thing is the train squashing us like June bugs. What are we gonna do?
We can't jump, and it's too late to run. The train's almost here. Look out! That thing's coming back.
Steve! The Mothman's got us in his blood!
Hang on, Mary! Buddy! Help
The last thing I remember is the Mothman snatching me and Steve just before the train ran us over. Sheriff, I know it sounds crazy, but I reckon it saved my life.
Well, now that's quite a tale, Mary.
You do believe me, don't you? I swear that's how it all happened. Just ask Buddy and Steve. They'll tell you the same story. Go on, ask them.
Mr. and Mrs. Scarberry, could I speak to you outside a moment?
Of course. Sweetheart, we'll be right back. You just get some rest.
Nurse, could you please get her something to eat? Right away, madame. One Salisbury steak with extra gravy coming up. We'll have you right as rain in no time, ma chérie.
What do you think, Sheriff? Mary's not one to fib, but that story...
All I know is that she was found unconscious by the river without so much as a scratch.
So then you think she was telling the truth about this? Mothman saving her and those boys?
Well, that's the thing about it, ma'am. Those other boys weren't as lucky as Mary. The grim truth is that both were found dismembered way up in the top of a tree.
On top of a... Oh, you don't think...
What's that sound? It sounds like a... Mary!
The window. It smashed right in.
The nurse is torn to pieces, too!
Right as rain. Mary! She's gone. What's happened to my sweet Mary? Do something, Sheriff. Do something.
Another chilling reminder, dear listeners, to always watch your back, your left, and your right. Be careful of your step and the ground beneath your feet. But most of all, don't forget to watch the skies above. For you never know what frightful terrors might be lurking overhead. Be sure to tune in next week for another thrilling chapter of Tales from the West Virginia Hills.
I know there's nothing folks like better than angsty poetry. Here's a Villanelle for a Bloodied build. My heartbeat slows, feel nearly dead. I spend my life to take your own. All sight is colored, bloodied red. Hunger inside shrieks to be fed, stoked from within the devil's loan. My heartbeat slows, feel nearly dead. Their eyes go silent as I shred with gauntlet made of victim's bone. All sight is colored, bloodied red, and none should shadow where I tread, to only reap, yet never sown. My heartbeat slows, feel nearly dead. How many months now have I bled? How many creatures overthrown? All sight is colored, bloodied red. No moth salvation lies ahead. Rough lips speak praise, yet can't atone. My heartbeat slows, feel nearly dead. All sight is colored, bloodied red.
A mother and son hide out on a train. Too bad it's the dining car, and they are the main.
If anyone can hear this, my son and I are trapped and need help. We were being chased by... something. But we're able to escape into this train car. It knows we're in here, though. Thomas is hurt and needs... Oh no! It got the door open! Run, Thomas! Get out!
This has been a pre-recorded message. Message repeats in 3 seconds.
Near the waterfront in downtown Boston, we find a building whose dark history is still with us in the present. Entering into the Hallucinogen Inc. building, we come across a reception terminal. And the reception terminal lets us know there's an emergency alert. A chemical leak has been detected. Verify that all executive staff have been escorted to safety. Then leave the building immediately. Reading further in, you see an entry for test subject intake. Hallucinogen test subject intake procedure V1.35 8/12/77. Request ID. Cross-check with the day's test schedule. Verbally confirm that the visitor is a test subject and not a client. Offer refreshments. Instruct subject to fill out intake form 12A through 12H. This should allow sufficient time for the sedatives in the water to take effect. Notify the appropriate lab personnel. When instructed, complete forms 12I, dismissal, 12J, accident report, or 12K, fatal accident report. Procedure for chemical emergencies. Hallucinogen Chemical Emergency Procedures, version 1.0, 3/15/76. In the unlikely event of a major chemical leak, executive staff should be evacuated immediately. Science staff should terminate any ongoing experiments. If test subjects are present, the lab manager shall determine whether to lock down the test chamber or evacuate them. Clerical staff should escort executives to safety, then evacuate. Due to Hallucinogen's in-building air recycling system, chemical agents may take days or weeks to disperse naturally. Do not attempt to re-enter the building until cleared to do so. Deeper in, we get to a research terminal. Also has the emergency alert. Okay. We get more information about suppressor. Product is non-lethal target suppression via electrical discharge. Here's a lab report on hallucinogen gas. Test protocol 59-21-01. Product, hallucinogen gas. Goal, riot pacification. Delivery vehicle, Type 2 fragmentation grenade. Report, 2 of 5 injured by grenade explosion, 1 seriously. 5 of 5 suffered traumatic adrenal gland rupture due to gas exposure, resulting in hallucinations, erratic behavior, and increased aggression. 4 out of 5 killed in ensuing melee. 1 out of 5 died due to heart failure. Similar to previous tests, at concentrations required for wide area dispersal, massive adrenal surges occur. Recommended revising the chemical substrate. Lab report. Eradicator. Test protocol 27-391-04. Hallucinogen eradicator. Field decontamination. Delivery vehicle. Class 4 ventilators. Report. 49 out of 50 biochemical contaminants neutralized. 3 out of 3 subjects suffered lethal doses of radiation. Test chamber heavily irradiated. All panels and insulation replaced. Consider reclassifying for lethal weapons research. Eradicator power supply requires further development. Current 2-ton weight unsuitable for field deployment. Accounting terminal. Third quarter financials draft 1. Hallucinogen Inc. releases third quarter financials. Draft 1, not for public release. Hallucinogen Inc. reported net operating loss of $1.8 billion for the third quarter. Hallucinogen, now in its third year of operation, aspires to be the world leader in cutting-edge non-lethal technology for police and military use. Hallucinogen President and CEO Eric Rice stated, "This has been a difficult quarter with significant delays in several major product lines. Nonetheless, we will remain optimistic about the potential for our research and hope to achieve positive cash flow within the next 2 years." There's a note on a desk next to the terminal that reads, "Look, Paul, it's all I can do to keep the feds from weaseling out of their contracts. Damien and his boys in R&D put up a good show, but they can't find their asses with both hands. The last thing I need right now is for you to spook the investors. Don't give me any more of this crap. You know every trick in the book. Make our financials for this quarter shine. I don't care how you do it. Just do it. Eric." Third quarter financials draft 2. Hallucinogen Inc. releases third quarter financials. Draft 2, not for public release. Hallucinogen Inc. is pleased to report third quarter revenue of $1.1 billion. Hallucinogen, now in its third year of operation, aspires to be the world leader in cutting-edge, non-lethal technology for police and military use. Hallucinogen President and CEO Eric Rice stated, "Our long-term contracts have provided us with strong financial foundation. In the current global political climate, we can expect a tremendous demand for our products in the month and years ahead." So in the observation lab, we find Procedure Observation Lab, version 2.25, 62277. Greet VIPs. Introduce hallucinogen relevant products. Activate automated demonstration area. Observe automated demonstration. When malfunction occurs, trigger a different demonstration to switch focus. In the event of a catastrophic failure, or immediately following a test of the Eradicator, escort VIPs to the conference room for a marketing presentation. Clear the labs of test subjects, blood, and fluids. After test of the Eradicator, notify the facilities to replace the test chamber. In the development lab, we find a terminal with some test results. Test results of the Invisawave. Third test complete success. Admiral was impressed, inquired about shipboard installation. Message from the development lab manager. Your Invisawave is 5 mirrors, 2 hacked stealth boys, and a trap door. Makes for a splashy demo, but you really crossed the line this time. Sales wants 200 units by December. Good luck with that. Test results of the Eradicator. All biological and chemical contaminants destroyed. Subject and test chamber received 5,100 rads of radiation. Observers left the viewing room before the subject's skin disintegrated. Test chamber stripped and deconstructed. Manager's notes. So you've built a 2-ton machine that irradiates people. What part of handheld field decontaminator did you not understand? Points for getting the VIP out before things got messy, though. Test results for the dispersant. Subject survived test, failed to recover from treatment, ran screaming at the sight of his own child in waiting room. Police still in pursuit. Update. Apprehended. Subject is institutionalized. Manager's note. Dispersant is supposed to stop riots, not start them. This entire line of research is a joke. I'm transferring this project to Karen. Send her your files and destroy your samples, then clean out your desk. Test results for hallucinogen gas. Despite new formulation, gas still caused traumatic adrenal gland rupture and frenzy in 4 out of 5 subjects. 1 survived initial exposure and began to acclimate before being beaten to death by the other subjects. Manager's note. Adjust dosage. Retest. At least this is making progress. If marketing would position this as a military-grade chemical weapon, we'd be done here. Would make a good grenade or artillery shell. These guys are the best. Test results for suppressor. Subjects successfully incapacitated. Paralysis appears to be permanent. Transferred to Medford Memorial for monitoring. Manager's notes. You were the lead engineer on the damn Mesmetron, and you can't even get a crowd pacification right with one of your own prototypes to reverse engineer? What, did they mez you on the way out? You're the highest paid researcher here. I expect better. Now, along the way, you find some gunners that have been subjected to the hallucinogen gas that's still loose in this building. And you find their mission briefing. So the client is classified. The target is hallucinogen. Mission, tech salvage. Objectives. Make contact with your recon team. Frontal assault. Take out opposition or automated defenses. Fortify position. Secure pre-war military tech. Client especially interested in the Invisawave and Eradicator weapons. Details sketchy. Access the mainframe. Download schematics. Assess targets of opportunity. rapid withdrawal. But later on, you find a note on one of the gunners. Got to focus. Writing might help. Some kind of gas in the lab. We broke in, it got out, hit the vents. We were everywhere. Everyone just snapped. Locke and Harold drew on me. Shot them dead, I think. Hurts to think. Sealed the door again. Can't let any more get out. Wait long enough. Maybe I can adjust. Have to tough it out. Have to. Hurt so much. Can hear the voices. They're coming. They're coming. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop. A grim indication of what you find inside of Hallucinogen, Inc. Happy Halloween.
In the base called Mariposa, you can get a heavy dosa, the FEV.
So don't come closer.
I was visiting my brother out in California, and we came across an old dusty crate, so we sort of brushed it off and cracked it open, and found some transcripts to some old holotapes. Let's take a look. Here's transcript number 1. This is Captain Picard reporting at Checkpoint 1. Contact with Checkpoints 2 and 3 has been cut off. We can only assume the worst. The monsters are swarming up the mine shafts. All efforts to delay them have failed. We'll try to hold them at this position as long as we can. Transcript 2. Checkpoint 3 is under attack. We have shut down the mine elevators as a precaution, but I can hear them coming up the mine shaft. Holy shit. Huge, ugly green creatures are climbing out of the lower levels. This must be what the brass is after, some kind of super soldier. As fast as we shoot them, 2 more climb out of the mine shaft, and the ones we shoot get up and keep coming at us. We need Transcript number 3. Sergeant Brax reporting at Checkpoint 3. Everything is normal, just like yesterday and the day before that. I don't know why the brass has us guarding these wretched miners. They are so scrawny and weak, they can barely lift a pickaxe. Anyway, the pencil necks passed by a while ago with some kind of sample. They seemed pretty excited by it. Do you know if they found what they were looking for? Maybe we can finally get out of this godforsaken place. It gives me the creeps. Hold on. Another load is coming up the mine shaft. Oh my god. What are they? They're swarming our position. Send help. Repeat. This is Checkpoint 3. Send help. And here we go with Transcript 4. The excavation is going according to schedule. Judging by the old base blueprints, we should be reaching the VATS area shortly. Increased levels of the FEV virus are present in both the air and soil samples we've taken. Luckily, our suits filter out the virus. Tell the members of the Enclave they should have a pure sample of the mutagen soon. Also, I've begun to notice some changes in the miners. They seem to be showing signs of increased strength, stamina, and a slight change in skin tone, obvious signs of mutations by the FEV. The men are getting nervous as they too have noticed the change. Although I've increased the number of guards, I fear if the workers completely mutate, we'll be vastly outnumbered. It is my hope that since we are using local inhabitants as a workforce, full mutation won't occur unless they are directly exposed or dipped in a pure source or prolonged exposure to the virus occurs. As you recall, minute amounts of the virus have been detected throughout this region. Tests on subjects living in this area have shown that they have built up a tolerance to the FEV virus. However, I advise caution since exposure to this level of the virus has never been entered into calculations. I advise that you rig the entrance to the base to collapse as soon as the pure sample is obtained. This will seal the exposed miners into the base and prevent unfriendlies from obtaining the virus once we are gone. And here is the last entry. Our team of scientists has finished testing the sample obtained from the base. It has been confirmed as 99% pure. You can expect the sample to arrive shortly. As expected, the worker population has mutated rapidly once exposed to the pure source. Heavy but acceptable losses are reported. I've ordered the evacuation of the base. As soon as the last person is out, we'll blow the entrance to the base and seal the bastards in.
Never fear, my little girl, as our tale we do unfurl. Spine may tingle, toes may curl. You can learn a lot from a squirrel.
Hello, my name is Storytime Simon, and I hope you like stories, because I love to tell stories. This one is called The New Squirrel. Come with me on this magical adventure. There once was a young squirrel named Ricky who lived in a big oak tree in a city park. Ricky was a brown squirrel and lived in the oak tree with all his brown squirrel friends and family. Every day, Ricky would look out from the top of his tree and wonder what kind of squirrels lived in other trees. The older squirrels warned Ricky that the squirrels in other trees were thieves and liars. They were never to be trusted. Ricky had a rebellious heart and would not form his opinions based on anecdotal evidence. End of holotape. Please insert holotape 2. Storytime Simon here. Welcome back. And here it is, part 2 of The New Squirrel. One night, a red squirrel appeared at the bottom of Ricky's oak tree and woke Ricky and his family. "Oh, please help me," said the red squirrel. "I am lost and have nowhere to go." The elders were quick to turn the red squirrel away, but Ricky scurried down the trunk of his tree and stood firm next to the red squirrel. He yelled up at the elder squirrels, "How could you turn him away? Just because he's from another tree? He needs our help." Affected by Ricky's assuredness and determination, the elders agreed to take in the red squirrel. The red squirrel thanked Ricky for standing up for him. "You won't regret this," he said. End of holotape. Please insert holotape 3. Storytime Simon here with the exciting conclusion to The New Squirrel. "Tomorrow we can get to know each other and become best friends," said Ricky to the red squirrel. The red squirrel made a sound that Ricky took for agreement, and the two squirrels curled up to sleep. Later that night, Ricky woke up to the sound of leaves rustling in the oak tree. He looked around. The red squirrel was gone. Ricky surveyed the landscape below and saw a pack of glowing eyes approaching the base of his tree. Cats! Ricky heard a voice from a nearby tree. It was the red squirrel. "I'm sorry," he said. "They were following me and I couldn't bring them to my tree. They would have eaten my family." As the cats ascended the tree and began to devour Ricky's friends and family, Ricky reflected on his decisions. His last words were, "I really wish I would have trusted my elders." The end.
This grand old manor has a ghastly history. Let's go follow her through the mansion of mystery.
Enjoy your visit to the Grantchester Mystery Mansion. Kicking or spray painting the animatronic models is prohibited. The Grantchester Mystery Mansion is a haunted house exhibition in Nuka World in 2287. The mansion was the family home of the Grantchester family, including Hannibal, Morticia, and their daughter Lucy. The young girl allegedly became possessed and murdered her parents, was committed to a mental institution, then escaped and committed suicide by hanging in the attic shortly after her 18th birthday. An indeterminate time later, this house was converted to a tourist attraction, taking advantage of the high traffic from the nearby Nuka World amusement park. Currently, the house is booby-trapped and is being used by Zachariah, an ex-Gunners member from the Mass Pike interchange. Here are each of the plaques on the walls. Morticia Grantchester ordered this stairway to nowhere built in an effort to confuse the evil spirits possessing her daughter Lucy. Throughout the mansion, you'll find doors like this one that open to blank walls in an attempt to confuse the spirits possessing Lucy, the Grantchester's daughter. Portrait of Morticia Grantchester. Photographs suggest that the artist took many liberties to make her youthful and attractive. Throughout her short life, Lucy was fascinated with fire. She liked to throw insects into the flames and watch them burn. After creating this upside-down room, the Grantchesters stopped receiving visitors. Most of their high society friends had begun to shun them by then anyway. The Grantchesters had trouble keeping staff, especially cooks, once Lucy was old enough to roam the mansion. The longest-serving cook was Granny Ratchet, whom they hired away from a prison. She quit after 5 months, declaring Lucy to be Satan's spawn. When curators investigated this room, they found a variety of hidden speakers, tripwires, fog machines, and other devices clearly used to stage false seances. After the gruesome murder of Lucy's parents, the police confiscated dozens of items from this room. There were assorted knives, makeshift weapons, animal bones, and toxic substances. Strangest of all was a journal written in some sort of code that was never deciphered. Unfortunately, all of these items remain in police evidence lockers to this day. Grantchester Terminals. Zachariah, entry 1. You fucking terminal, you ain't good for nothing. Is this even recording what I type? Piece of junk. Ain't got nobody else to talk to. Guess I'll talk to this stupid terminal. It gets lonely up here, but I'm used to that. At least I'm getting by and I'm free. Zachariah, entry 2. You know, I'm glad I ditched the damn gunners at Mass Pike Interchange. I was sick of taking orders from Winlock and Barnes. Both of those losers thought they were hot shit. Hope they're dead now. The Grantchester place sure is perfect. I brought some of my toys with me, and I'm going to set up a place to make an attraction a little deadlier. Haunted house my ass. This place is a joke. Zachariah, entry 3. This is turning out to be a pretty sweet setup after all. All I gotta do is leave a few tickets by that stupid ticket taker and they scamper in like rats to garbage. Already bagged a dumbass Minuteman that wandered in and some family traveling west. Minuteman had some good stuff, but the family only had some food and caps. Who the hell travels on the wasteland with no weapons and ammo? Idiots. Zachariah, entry 4. Added some more traps and tweaked the bots. The last group of Wastelanders almost got to me. They had some sweet loot, though. Finally cut a deal with those Nuka World Raiders to sell my shit to them. I was running out of food and water. Can't eat guns. Zachariah, entry 5. One of those goddamn bots keeps malfunctioning. I can't figure out which one it is. It keeps laughing or something. Gotta be the Assaultron because it kind of sounds like a little girl. It's gonna take me forever to fix that crap.
All the cultists are tumbling over to bend the knee to the interloper. I was just exploring Lucky Hole Mine. Came across a bunch of letters here and a couple of holotapes. Maybe these will explain that horrific dead beast. Let's read some of these letters. This first one is entitled, He Agrees. And it simply says, your offering is acceptable to him. Is him the monster? Next letter. He is the one who came before, the firstborn of the wood. Blood wept from his branches, and he shared with all his believers. Capital H, his. We're dealing with some sort of deity here. Let's see what the next letter is here. Entitled, His Blood. The woods gave him life, gave him strength, but the blood gave him purpose. He gathered us. He taught us to share as he shared. These are really creepy. What's up next here? This one is entitled, His Home. His believers, united by blood. He told us of our new home, that we would approach the faithless and be denied 3 times, but that he would open the way. His Springs is next. His believers wept, for their new home lacked water, and their throats were dry. He gathered their tears in his branches, and spread them upon the earth, and from that came forth the springs. Last letter here. Blessed are you, first priestess of the wood. Through you we heard his voice. Through you we gained his strength. His priestess is the title of that last one. Now let's take a listen to these holotapes.
The interloper is here. I can feel it clearly. Last night, in visions more real than the senses, it called to me, and I go to it now. Signs are all around that I am not the only one to hear the call, though where they have failed, I will not, for it summons me alone in the end. Before I go deeper, for the truth revealed changes all. By its very nature, let it be known, in this world, the interloper has chosen Jeff Lane as the conduit of the unknowable. Together, the hidden reality becomes manifest at long last. There are other things in this world now that cannot be explained. The end of the world has awoken. Something. We all know the Mothman is out there, stalking and watching us, but what of the unseen? There are things we can only glimpse in our minds. Great entities beyond our comprehension. The Mothman is a creature more like us than the unknowable horrors in the peripheral vision of our subconscious minds. No longer just a false memory now. I have heard a tale of this entity made real, deep in the earth. The storyteller was mad by any reckoning, but his story, no less true. My name is Jeff Lane, and I will lay bare this Watcher. No matter how deep I must go, I will come to know the true nature of the interloper.
So let's talk about the Dunwich Building in Fallout 3 and Dunwich Borers, which rhymes with Dunwich Horror, the H.P. Lovecraft story it's based on. So the Dunwich Horror, or Dunwich Borers, was a quarry and mining company. And I imagine they came up with the name second because they just wanted to rhyme at first. But supposedly in lore, the Dunwich Borers innovated and created a acoustic borer based on boring with sound waves as opposed to conventional bit bore drilling systems. So I don't believe there are references to them prior to Fallout 3. But in Fallout 3, the Dunwich Building is in the far southwest of the map. It is south of Girdershade and pretty much everything else down there. You just keep going to the corner, and if you see a tall and imposing fortress-like building, that's the one. Speaking of Girdershade, our pal Ron Laren up there, when he's not busy trying to mac on Sierra Petrovita, gives us the following advice.
One thing I can tell you is stay the hell away from the Dunwich Building to the south. That place is bad mojo.
Probably the best or only decent thing he's ever done for us. And if we were wise, we'd actually follow that advice. But we're not. So let's head to the Dunwich Building. Now, there are a couple reasons you could come here. You may have discovered it on your own exploring, or possibly if you did the Point Lookout DLC, you've come here to destroy a book in particular, which we will get to. So we're going to talk about the holotapes you discover as you go through the building from Jamie Palabras and his story. But first, to learn more about the building itself, halfway through that quest as you explore, you do find a locked terminal with some information that is very interesting. So here we go. Quick terminal velocity, Herman Granger's terminal. This is in the Dunwich Building. Welcome, Herman Granger. Available records and memory. Auto dictation software version, V223. Configured to user voice, H. Granger. Onomatopoeia dictation, off. Phonetic spelling parser is off. Autocorrect on. October 18th, 2077. Memo to sales staff. In recognition of an exemplary quarter, Mr. Statham has authorized me to release sales staff early for the holiday. It was no easy task to release an acoustic borer to a market used to conventional bit bore drilling systems. But thanks to your hard work, and acoustic bore drills are setting a new standard in the excavation industry. Thanks to your many private sales and procurement of government contracts, we'll all be in the black for the foreseeable future. Happy holidays from Mr. Statham and Dunwich Borers. Now get home to your families. The next entry is on October 23rd. Notice to user. Pagsoft LLC recommends against sustained recordings in a low-frequency environment. Continued use in this manner avoids hardware warranties. Notice to user. Pagsoft LLC recommends against sustained recordings in a low-frequency environment. Continued use in this manner avoids all warranties. Powering off automatically. So yeah, we just heard the auto dictation turn on in response to the bombs dropping on October 23rd. The next entry in here is from March 27th, 2134. Oh, what the hell was that? Doesn't matter. Where is it? Where? There. Safe and sound. Jesus, they bled so much. But I kept it clean. Clean. Oh, shit. More, gotta move. Gotta keep it safe. And then again, on April 27th, 1 month later. My skin, barely any left. One of them now, but, oh, they know I still have it. Stay back, you. That's close enough. You, and you, too, over there. Yes. One of us. Ugh, Qualcoth is returned. The final entry on this terminal is dated May 1st. Happy May Day, everybody. Drip. Ugh, Qualtoth. Ugh, Qualtoth. I came. Back this time. Deep temple. Screaming twisted. No light. No flesh. Deep temple born, deep temple died. Qualtoth again. Returned. Retribution. Notice to user. Internal memory capacity reached. Pagsoft LLC recommends PagMem LLC for all your data storage needs. Please contact your admin for details. Okay, so that was a quick terminal velocity for you. I did that for a little bit of context. It's from this information, as well as a few things found around the building, that we understand who Dunwich Borers was and what the Dunwich building was. But there is more to it. On our way here, we've been following holotape logs that we first found on the first floor, and then more as we go deeper in, from Jamie Calabaris, I believe. Yeah, Calabaris. One reason I'm covering this is because a lot of people know Dunwich Borers from Fallout 4, and they may not have played 3, or they may not have found this building since it's a bit of a remote location on the map. It's set up a lot the same, but there's a little more to the story here, whereas in 4, it's all about the flashbacks and visions, and then, what happens as you go deeper in. Here, there are some hallucinations and slight visions along the way, but a lot of the context is also given to you by these holotapes. The first 5 can be found together on a table near the entrance to the building to set the scene. This may be the first thing you find once you go in, although you'll be fighting some ghouls and even glowing ones relatively quickly. Let's give him a listen.
Why the hell would he come all the way out here? Dad's been a little nuts for some time now, but not like this, leaving me in that crappy old hospital without waking me. Without a goddamn flashlight. I made enough selling the meds we scrounged to have kept us both fed at the colony for weeks. Now I'm almost out of rations, my shoes are pretty much destroyed, and I'm still chasing the old coot. By my last reckoning, he was headed south. Maybe I shouldn't have waited so damn long to start tracking him. Trail's gone cold. Gonna wander with these guys a while. They say they wander the area. Maybe somebody's seen Dad.
So what did we learn from these first holotapes? He has come down from a place called the Colony, and we don't know where that is. It's not ever specified. But he's coming because he's been searching for his father, has been acting a little strange, or very strange, and has run off on him. So he's trying to track him, and the trail's gone cold. The tape doesn't mention, but his father has discovered a book, and he tries to sell it to a couple factions. When he can't, after having the book for a little while, it starts to have an influence on him, and that's what's making him crazy. Don't know if Jamie puts 2 and 2 together, though.
These guys aren't who I thought they were. Jesus, they killed that family for a sack of rotten vegetables. Getting out of here next chance I can without catching a bullet. Hit a caravan today. Trev didn't see the kid and got popped. I took care of Tawny right then and put one in Thor before he saw her fall. That earned me some grub from the traders. Even better, they saw Dad. He was in pretty rough shape and still has the goddamn book. Trader says it gave him the creeps. Me too. But it's good to know he's still alive, still headed south.
He ends up meeting up with some people for safety while he travels south. Turns out they're raiders, and so as you heard, he figures that out, and then when he gets an opportunity to leave them, he actually stops them from killing a caravan and dispatches a couple. And the people he found there were very helpful and gave him more clues to where his father might be. And he's still heading south.
He must have been trying to trap food here. I recognize his snares. I can make out a building on the horizon. That must be where he headed. If not, at least I get a roof tonight.
And then in the final holotape, Jamie sees some definite signs of his father, recognizing the snares, and sees a building in the horizon. Let's see what he thinks of the place once he gets there.
Don't like the look of this place. Don't like the smell. Gives me the creeps. Don't want to risk a shot at the crows till I know what's in there. Sneaking in tonight. The raiders told spook stories about zombies in the ruins. Never saw anything like that where I come from. But Lord help me, they're real. Not quite what Thor said, but close. These things look... I think they really used to be people.
So in those 2 tapes, you hear how he feels before he goes in, and then the last one you find, still on the first level before you descend deeper, that he's finally run into ghouls. And he may not have actually met ghouls like this before. Perhaps he's only met intelligent ones. Perhaps he hasn't met any. They may not have them in the colony where he's from. Perhaps they were all chased off in the past. And especially in the Capital Wasteland, we see there aren't that many ghouls running around outside. At least not a lot of places. They're more in the sewers, subway tunnels, and dark places and urban landscape. So, that was the first floor. As you go deeper into the building, the name changes as you load in. It's called the Forsaken Dunwich Ruins, and it's darker here, and you're still running into a few ghouls. As you explore, you get to the end to an office, and that's where you find this 8th holotape.
God help me. I found Dad today. I didn't think it was him, but the face. The zombies didn't touch him. I think he was becoming like them. Didn't know it was him until I found that old book near him. No more killing. I just need to go. Can't forget the book. All I have left of him. It's warm against the stone. I'll just rest a while.
So he found his father, and not in a happy place. No, his father was dead, and he didn't even recognize him at first. In fact, he realized it was him only when he saw the book that his father had been so attached to nearby. He saw that his father was becoming a ghoul, or zombie as he was calling them, since he didn't have much ghoul experience. And as you can tell, the voice change at the end, he himself is maybe becoming a bit ghoulified, much like the raider before him. But has he been in the tunnels that long? We don't know how long it's been, and people don't always turn ghoul that fast, but it seems like he's been here a while, and beyond that, there's the influence of Og Qualtoth. The final holotape we find is near the end of this area, the Dunwich Ruins, and just before you get to the virulent underchambers. There's also a desk and a terminal here. A very disturbing scene. In fact, throughout this area, there are some times when you see grisly scenes, and you can tell that this is not just any normal ghoul-infested building. Well, at the time this was recorded, Jamie was in quite a state. Take a listen.
Sharp knife to send him to Deep Temple. Flay and say my words. Abdul comes again on the feast of the weaker, feast for the Deep Temple. Born again, here, Al-Hazared, yes.
Yeah, so that was fun. Jamie has gone full cult. Yes, he's a ghoul, but his mind has been taken over by the spirit that pervades this place. He found that book of his father's, that evil book, which I believe the name of it is, let me look that up real quick, the Kriv Beknik book. That is the sacred book of Og Qualtoth. So we assume that all of Dunwich Borers built here intentionally because at least the executives or people in charge were part of a cult that worshipped this deity Og Qualtoth. And this book was one of their sacred texts. There may be others. We get hints at the other location in Dunwich Borers, and there are some hints in Point Lookout as well where you actually get some good information and this book comes into play again. But here, the story we're telling, if you go deeper into the virulent underchambers at this point, you do find Jamie. He's standing there, arms outstretched, worshipping an obelisk in the center of this chamber that's been dug out, and there are other ghouls with him. And while he's ghoulified, he may not have lost his mind due to regular feral ghoul reasons, but he is insane and has been taken over by this deity. And you can tell that he's either summoning something or they have been sacrificing other people to this obelisk for some time. So that basically finishes our Dunwich building experience. We've seen the story of Jamie, who's been slowly turned into a ghoul and then overtaken by this malevolent deity. We assume the same thing happened to his father before him. We get the story of the raider from the terminal, and the obelisk itself, if you get near it, puts off a lot of rads. So that may be also why people were ghoulified more quickly in this building. I'm not sure they're natural rads. Like, this is not this is not a place where a bomb hit specifically. So yeah, it's something a little different. But overall, it's a very spooky quest, and it leaves you with plenty of questions, which you fill in over time. And like I said, Point Lookout has some more answers on the cult and the swamp men who also worship Og Qualtoth, I believe. Well, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story, and I'm sure we haven't heard the last of Dunwich Borers Incorporated.
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that exists in the shadows and fringes of our own, where myth, legend, and rumor are made real. Yes, it's time for more thrilling tales from the West Virginia hills. It has been said that money is the root of all evil. So, when greed knows no bounds and avarice goes unchecked, what other appetites might take hold? Tonight's gripping tale, Curse of the Wendigo, chews over this very question. We begin at the Corvega Auto Assembly Plant in Huntersville, West Virginia, where plant owner and operator Richard Moore is known for squeezing every ounce of profitability from his workforce.
Excellent. Excellent. Dick, mind if I have a word?
Sure, Bill, come right in. These productivity reports exceeded my projections. Get ready for another juicy holiday bonus.
Sounds swell, boss. But I was walking the floor, and I noticed that the plutonium containment levels are all looking a bit high.
I ordered that line to be sped up last night by 20%. I think the tolerances can handle it.
Well, I understand wanting to be more efficient, but if those plutonium cells don't cool properly...
Come now. With great risk comes great reward, see?
Still, that's a lot of risk you're taking with the safety of the crew.
They'll be thanking me come bonus time. After all, money puts food on the table.
Warning, containment meltdown. Warning, containment meltdown.
Core containment is rupturing.
We need to get clear. Come on, let's go.
What about the men on the line?
Nothing we can do for those poor sops now. Just hope you and I can make it.
Darling, we're home. Are you up?
Welcome back, Mum. Happy to report your husband is on the mend. His radiation levels are decreasing just as the doctor predicted.
Splendid. Thank you, Godrich.
Godrich, look at my new cap gun. Isn't it swell?
A marvel to behold, Master Jim. By the by, Mum, I do say Mr. Richard certainly seems to have his appetite back. He's eaten twice again since lunch, yet still appears hungry. A very good sign of recovery indeed.
Yes, I suppose that is good news.
That you, dear? Say, did you buy more steaks?
As I was saying, Mum, he's eaten up every last steak, meatball, and banger, I'm afraid.
Oh, my. Sorry, darling. I'll go to the butcher tomorrow. Insistent, isn't he?
Yes, Mum. Quite.
Can I show Dad my gun?
Jimmy, I told you, not in the house. And remember, you can't go into the bedroom yet.
Aw, stupid quarantine.
I know it's hard, sweetheart, but we just have to be patient. This happens to lots of people with important jobs like your father's.
Okay, I won't go in. I'll just say hi. Dad? Dad, did you fall asleep?
Jimmy, that you out there, sport?
Yeah, it's me.
Jimmy, I'm hungry.
Okay, Dad. I'll go tell Godrich to make you something.
No. Why don't you come in, son? Pay your old man a visit.
I'm not supposed to get too close yet, remember?
Now, James, if your father says it's okay, then it's okay. Now, you come in here.
I don't know. You sure?
Positive. You come and give your dad a big hug. Now, Jimmy.
Well, all right. If you say it's okay.
There he is. There's my boy, looking fit as a fiddle.
Dad, what's wrong? You don't look better at all. You've gotten so thin I can see your bones. And you've lost all your hair, too. You look almost like a skeleton.
Oh, so sorry, Jimmy. But Daddy's hungry. So
to Daddy.
What? No, Dad, no!
Was it the radiation, a side effect of the medication? Or was it greed that caused this carnivorous transformation? We may never know. Be sure to tune in next week for another thrilling chapter of Tales from the West Virginia Hills.
Hey guys, so I thought I'd take a minute and read some of the terminal entries in Wes Tek and Fallout 76. So this kind of gives some behind the scenes research notes for some of the creatures that you see in Appalachia. So here we go. Here is one from the Advanced Mutations Program. So the goal is to push FEV to its practical limits. And it says, the Super Mutant program has shown great promise. By tweaking the genomes, we are able to cultivate different strains of the virus, which produce varying results. Note, most strains produce highly unstable results. Few are viable. Only genetic technicians above clearance level 5 are allowed access to the FEV recombinator, given prior approval by Dr. Elias Kahn. Here's another one talking about how there was apparently a breach in the containment, and they had to track the monster down, and there were notes to kill or recapture on site. Here's one on January 13th, 2077. It's about subject AM48. So subject AM48 is the closest we've come so far to a sustainable form. Despite this substantial breakthrough, AM48 was declared deceased after a mere 12 minutes and 43 seconds from being released from its incubation chamber. It seems the current combination strain FEVS-005938 rendered the subject's lungs useless without artificial respiration. Suitable subjects have been difficult to come by, so controlled experiments will be extremely limited going forward. Several scientists have voiced their displeasure, but this is what we've been handed. Here's one on subject AM49, and this is on April 30th, 2077. One of the genomes in FEVS-006186 produced undesirable and fatal results in the subject AM49. All of the subject's organic tissue were eventually replaced with various retinal tissues, rendering in terminal as the majority of the organs ceased to function. Upon further study, it was determined that FEVS-006186 was contaminated. Here is subject AM50. This is July 12, 2077. AM50 was treated with FEVS-006309. Subject self-terminated 12 days into the program when its own upper cuspids pierced the medulla oblongata, leading to rapid loss of organ function. This is disappointing. AM50 seemed to be developing quite well. We shall have to modify the strain and remove the mutation's proclivity towards rapid new development in subcutaneous teeth. All right, this is a report on test subject AM51. This is November 5th, 2077, so we're getting close to bomb drop day here. It says, we have a near success with test subject AM51. While FEVS-006378 has produced what multiple scientists proclaimed, quote, nightmare-inducing, end quote, results, the subject seems more or less biologically stable. AM51 seems capable of surviving on its own, but there were indications that it is constantly in traumatic pain, indeed to the point of self-induced terminal harm shortly after being left in isolated containment after its incubation period. An autopsy revealed hyperactive nervous system that may have been in constant developmental stage since FEVS-006378 was administered. All right, here is test subject AM52. This is October 14th, 2077. It says Phase 2 combination strain FEVS-006443 has finally taken to test subject AM52 and not resulted in a pile of quivering genetic bio-waste. Wow. AM52 combines traits that resemble a number of different species. The results are disturbing to say the least, but we have learned valuable insight into what these strains are capable of. Most notable about this subject are a number of ocular organs along the enlarged upper torso, a second set of arms ending in clawed digits, and a large sickle-shaped claw on each inner toe. That a living, stable, functioning subject seems to be sustaining itself normally is a major accomplishment for this program. We will keep subject AM52 in an isolated containment for observation until AM53 has finished incubating. If the two are able to cohabitate along with a number of mutated human test subjects, we may try reinducing them into the Huntersville site for further studies. So that was the Snallygaster. There's a link to an article about the Snallygaster here. And here is test subject AM53. Based on the success with AM52, we were confident in tweaking a few genomes for FEVS-006458. Unfortunately, the subject grew too large to contain, and the containment unit broke, but AM53 was unharmed. Indeed, despite this and its apparent lack of a discernible head, subject AM53 was surviving its metamorphosis, far exceeding our expectations. Since our containment units were insufficient to hold the subject, we have arranged for immediate transport off-site under sedation. Follow-up visits to AM53 will be scheduled for observation and recording. So AM53 obviously was the Grafton Monster. There's more entries here about the scientists introducing the FEV to the water supply in Huntersville and things like that. There's another terminal entry here that happened right after the bombs dropped, like the same day. But I thought I'd take a minute and just kind of show you what was going on when they created some of these monsters that you face in Fallout 76. So, yeah, just go, if you haven't gone around and just looked at some of the terminals in Wes Tek, definitely go do that. I thought it was really interesting that they considered the creation of the Snallygaster a success story. Like, they were really excited that they were able to create something as horrifying as the Snallygaster. And there was also some notes about the Grafton Monster and super mutants that were there at Wes Tek. So, yeah, definitely go poke your head in Wes Tek, and after killing all of the super mutants in there, just take a look around and see what you can find. There's lots of little lore bits there. So anyway, I will see you guys in the wasteland.
A tale we tell of the pinkest goo. I hope it doesn't leave you blue.
Good morning, teachers and students. It is another great week here at Suffolk County Charter School. I hope everyone is getting their costumes together for the annual Halloween festival. I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that no outside food is to be brought on campus as of this week. This goes for faculty as well as students. We have received generous donations for our implementation of the Nutrition Alternative Paste Program. We owe our benefactors strict adherence to the rules they have set forth. Thank you for your attention. This is Principal Hudson, signing off. Good morning, teachers and students. It is a fabulous Wednesday here at Suffolk County Charter School. The Glee Club is having their seasonal bake sale today, so stop by and show your support so we can send our team to the regionals. Remember, actual baked goods are forbidden on school grounds, so they will be selling colorful cups for your food paste. Oh, also, We will be having a school assembly during second period tomorrow on the dangers of strangers by Jangles, the moon monkey himself. Once again, we would like to thank our benefactors from the NAPP program for allowing us to have such a big star come and speak to you kids. We owe our benefactors strict adherence to the rules they have set forth. This is Principal Hudson, signing off. Have a great day. Happy Friday all. The NAPP program launched this week with success, but not without problems. I hate to have to throw away your mother's carefully packed lunches, but I am afraid we must put our foot down on this issue. I am assured all of you will get used to the flavor of the paste. Also, I have been informed that flavor varieties will be on their way pending continued success of the program. How exciting! To those complaining, I will repeat. There are absolutely no psychological or physical side effects from participation in the NAPP. Any observed effect is assuredly psychosomatic and possibly related to a lack of trust in the government. Remember, our participation in the NAPP not only helps our school, but in the long run benefits our nation. Thank you for your attention. This is Principal Hudson, signing off.
If you meet a snally walking through an alley, you should never dally. Just turn around there, pally.
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that exists in the shadows and fringes of our own, where myth, legend, and rumor are made real. Yes, it's time for more thrilling tales from the West Virginia hills. In tonight's thrilling story, Sideshow Snallygaster. The carnival has come to the Tyler County Fairgrounds. Billy Harding and his dad wander past the games and rides, cotton candy in hand, peanut shells and popcorn crunching beneath their feet, as a sideshow barker touts a frightful attraction.
Hurry, hurry, hurry! Come one, come all! Come and see the Snallygaster, the most dreaded creature this side of creation. Once a winged beast hunting the prehistoric skies, the cruel mistress of time has turned its wings into mere appendages, spawning this fearsome six-legged monstrosity. Hurry, hurry, hurry! Step right up and behold the stupendous Snallygaster!
Dad, I want to go see the Snallygaster.
No, hogwash. Sideshows are a swindle, Billy. All just smoke and mirrors.
But he said it has 6 legs.
Trust me, son. When you get inside, all you'll see is a shaved bear with extra legs glued on.
Aw, Dad, please, I'm begging you. Billy!
Whoa, slow down there, champ.
Sorry, Mr. Harding. Hi, Teddy. Were you just in there looking at the Snallygaster? My dad says it's a fake.
I tried, but it costs 5 tickets.
5 tickets? It's gotta be real if it costs that much.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
You know, it was a carny who coined the phrase, "There's a sucker born every minute."
Dad.
Anyway, when I didn't have enough tickets, I tried sneaking in.
You did not.
Did so. Sorry, Mr. H.
It's okay, Teddy. Your secret's safe with me.
Gee, thanks. So, I went around the back, looking for a place to sneak under the tent, and overheard 2 workers say the Snallygaster escaped.
Escaped? You're kidding.
All right. I hate to break it to you, boys, but that's just a publicity stunt to stir up intrigue.
Those men were scared stiff.
What should we do, Dad?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going home. If you two want to stay longer, then so be it.
But what about the Snallygaster?
Like I said, no such thing. Just don't dawdle too long, understand? They're closing soon.
Okay, Dad. You think he's right about it being fake?
I don't know.
Well, the only thing I have enough for is the funhouse. Wanna go?
Same here. Come on, it's this way. This fun house is bonkers. It's the Hall of Mirrors. Get a load of me. My body looks so big and fat in the reflection.
And this mirror makes me look tall and thin.
Whoa. And this one makes you look like you have a tail.
Teddy, that's not your tail. It's the Snallygasters. Look out! It's coming right at you!
Ah! Its head stuck in the mirror. Ew! Look at all those eyes on its back.
The Snallygaster is real!
I knew it!
And look over there. Is that a body on the floor?
The Snallygaster must have killed him. Who knows how many other people it's gobbled up in here?
It's breaking loose. Let's scram!
Ah! It's got me! Its limbs wrapped around me! Help me, Dad!
Down, girl! Down!
It's the carnival barker! Help us!
Sit down!
I'm free! I'm free!
That's right, girl. Easy now.
That was a close one.
Thank you so much, mister.
Say, where are your parents, boys?
We're here alone. But don't worry, we'll tell everyone all about this and how you saved our lives.
I was afraid you might say that.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that there's good publicity and there's bad publicity. And I always need to make sure I'm in control of both. A close call like this could be the end of business. And I can't risk that now, can I?
But, mister, we won't tell anyone if you don't want. We swear it, don't we, Teddy?
Cross our hearts and hope to die?
Well, now, I couldn't have said it better myself. Supper time, girl. The next day, the carnival pulled up stakes and moved on to the next town, because the show must go on at any cost. Be sure to tune in next week for another thrilling chapter of Tales from the West Virginia Hills.
I was exploring the New Vegas wasteland when I came upon a diary from someone named Trash. And they spell diary D-I-E, as in they don't want to live much longer. Dear Diary, I'm so done being confined in this human body. So, today I moved into the shack at the abandoned test site. There should be enough radiation there to turn me into a ghoul. All around me this world is bleak and dreadful. Is it so wrong to want a body to match it? I wonder what color my skin will turn, and if I'll be able to find a good shade of lipstick to go with it. Probably not. God, everything is so miserable. Entry 2. Dear Die-ary, I've been in the shack for almost a week now. Nothing is happening. I'm so bored. And the shack is so hot. And it's totally ruining my hair. It's like so hard to find dye this color in the wasteland. This sucks. I want to be a ghoul now. I hate all this waiting. Life. Ugh. Living is so overrated. Entry 3. Dear Die-ary. Good news, Die-ary. I think it's finally starting to happen. Okay, so I do feel like totally miserable. What else is new? But my skin is starting to peel off. And I'm pretty sure that's the first step. Oh, and my hair. I finally got it just the way I like it, and now it starts coming out. Why does ghoulification have to be so unfair? Head up to Salem if you could be so daft as to tempt the Deathclaw in the Museum of Witchcraft.
Well, g'day all. It's Clint here, and I'm going to do a little bit of a playthrough in Fallout 4 of going through the Museum of Witchcraft. My character, Simmy, is level 24 at the moment, and he has Piper as a companion. She's in love with me, fully compatible. There's a couple of super mutants walking past there now and about to take me on. Okay, I'm using a 10mm with explosive rounds. Supposedly does damage of 81. I took out those two with Piper's help. She's using a submachine gun, 45 caliber, also with explosive rounds. So she's a big help. We actually blew up a car doing that too, so you'll like that, Lee. Approaching the side of the museum, there's a marker here and a body. It's Private Heart. And we have Private Heart's holotape. So we'll have a listen to that and see what it says. If we go to miscellaneous, holotapes, Private Hearts.
Jeffrey, Lee got the recorder working. So this the sort of detail you had in mind when you signed up as gunners? Hauling luggage from Linwood for some robot butler? What was his name? Wellington? Wellingham?
Not now, Private. Where's Connors? He's not at his post.
Oh, sorry, sir. The lieutenant said he found some tracks. Wanted to check them out. Private Martin.
Tracks? What track? What the hell is that?
Oh my... Connor! Where's the rest of him?
Where's the rest of him?
Aldous. Sergeant Lee bribed the case. Do not let that thing out of your sight. Everyone inside the museum, now!
Major! Major, what found us?
Well, that's the end of the tape, and there's a marker to go inside the museum. So, and we've discovered the Museum of Witchcraft. Open the basement. And it's all dark and misty in here. Piper's with me. It's nice and comforting. Oh, and I can hear noises. There's dust falling from the roof, and there's something above. What could it be? Ooh, it's loud. It's so misty in here. I'll go through a couple of doorways. Goodness. I'm in some sort of a hallway now, and something's wandering around above. Ooh, spooky. And there's a few things I could pick up here.
Is how people end up someone else's dinner.
Yeah, too right. Here's a door. Half a door anyway, we'll open that. And there's a pool table inside. Now we're getting closer. Ooh, goodness me. What was that? They're only mannequin figures. Now there's a set of stairs. Up we go. And whatever was making the noise is quiet. Now there's a stim pack and some radix there to pick up. And another door. It's very dark here. What's through this door? More mannequins. Half a dozen of them. And a marker straight ahead, just 16 away. So must be something for me to look at. In the big room there's more mannequins around. There's a bit of a sort of archway in the room and a whole wall half missing. I'll go a little bit further in. Uh-oh, a savage deathclaw. Oh, Piper's taking him on. Oh. Watch. No. Oh, Piper just got thrown out of the room onto the ground. I've ducked into the bathroom.
Still here?
She's doing a great job. He's still there. He's giving Piper a hard time. He's halfway down. Oh! If I duck into the bathroom, he can't get me. I'll sneak back out again. Come up there ready this time. Don't know what happened to Piper. She's gone quiet. Hang on. And he's down. Where's Piper? Piper's sitting in a heap on the floor. I'll give her a stim pack, poor girl.
Huh?
Okay. Now, the marker's in the bathroom here. What have we got? A holotape. Sergeant Lee's holotape. Take his stuff. And, oh, there's a pristine Deathclaw egg. We'll take that. There's a few cracked Deathclaw eggs, which gives me some bone and some acid. Always good to have acid. So let's listen to the holotape. Holotape, Sergeant Lee's holotape.
A nest full of Deathclaw eggs. A dozen, maybe more. Smashed to bits. Except this one. No wonder they wouldn't tell us what was in that case. If I'd known, I would have personally told the gunner bosses in that glorified liquor cabinet in Wellingham to take those Diamond City caps and stuff them. I guess we know why that Deathclaw tracked us all the way from Linwoods now. They stole their damn kids. Christ. Maybe if we just return the eggs. Oh, hey, Mama. You looking for this?
Oh dear, I think it was Mama that Piper and I have killed. So, what to do now? At least the museum is relatively safe again. Let's see what Piper has to say.
Hey, Piper.
Hungry? These always keep me going.
Your thoughts?
Never thought a reporter could consider themselves a success until someone threatened their life. Me? I'm very successful.
Yeah, she says that a lot.
That's all.
Sure.
There's a case here that's got some ammo and some bottle caps and a revolver. That's nice. We'll head back out to the Commonwealth, I think, and we might take this Deathclaw egg back to its nest and see what happens. So it's a little bit later, and we're coming down to a bit of a ravine. I'll put the gun away for now. And slowly approach this ravine. There's a marker here and a nest, slight green glow about it. And oh, here he comes sliding down as a Deathclaw. What's he doing? This might be Daddy. We won't tell him that we killed Mummy. Hello. He's staying very still. There's no marker on him. You can get right up close. But what I'm going to do is return the egg. I've completed the devil's due. Oh, and he's covering it with dirt and scraping up dirt. I've reached 25 and Piper likes that. And the old Deathclaw is just standing there now. There's some bodies nearby. I might loot them. What I can get. Yep, sure is. Okay, so the Devil's Due is now done. And we'll catch you all in the wasteland.
Howdy, Fallout Feed. Casey the Curator here with a Fallout and Halloween-inspired haiku. Hope you enjoy. Appalachian Frights. Spooky Scorched with Candy Treats. Happy Nerfoween.
To catch the show with all the style, go check out the Modus Files.
Welcome, dear listeners, to the Modus Files, tales from the post-war Appalachia Hills. Stories are told around the campfires and in whispered conversations of the Mothman, and those who worship the enigmatic creature. Most travelers know to avoid the havens of the cult, or suffer an indescribable fate. There are some who scoff at these warnings and tread where no one else will dare. In the shadows and darkness of an old abandoned mine, the true horror of the Mothman is revealed.
October 31st, 2104. I think. If anyone should ever find this journal, please, if you value your life and your sanity, run as far away from here as you can. There is no gold, no treasure, only lies, greed, and something far, far worse. I'm going to die here. My name was Bethany Miller, but everyone just called me B. I came to Appalachia months ago. Everyone talked about gold and striking it rich. My husband George and I had nothing to lose up north, so we came. Getting over the mountains was hard. We lost some good people to raiders, but then a group of vultures chased them off. We set up camp near this place called The Wayward. Nice folks, and everybody was talking about some gold and some big vault. We spent half our caps on some stupid map that just led right up to Vault 76. I could have killed George. Had to take whatever work we could find. And that led us directly to Tom and his scabbard crew. Not bad guys, at least not at first. Tom made his living pulling ore out of the old mines. By the time we got there, most of the easy scores were gone, so we'd headed south with them to a place called the Ash Heap. Got chased out of a few places by these weird-looking people wearing cloaks and strange gas masks. They killed a few of our crew, too. That was scary. Or at least what I thought scary was. The caps were okay, but it wasn't enough. We weren't finding the good stuff anymore. Places that got picked over or just had nothing but garbage. Air was real funny too, and I bet we were sick more days than not. I tried to tell George we needed to go, but he swore we'd hit some big score, get what we needed, and then we'd be back on the trail of that gold again. I should have just left. Maybe I'd be alive today, if I did. A few nights back, we was on the outskirts of some old mining site when we saw this big bonfire. We'd heard stories about the cult. None of us had ever seen them before. Until that night. Tom had gotten into his head that we needed to run them off because they were squatting on what he thought was his. Didn't like the idea. They didn't seem to be bothering us none. So I said let them be. Tom went down there anyway and took George with him. I couldn't see much in the dark, but I heard gunshots and screams. Fuck if Tom wasn't grinning from ear to ear when he got back, saying how they'd caught them by surprise, them praying to some idol or something. He even took some souvenirs. These evil-looking carvings with big red eyes.
Welcome Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that exists in the shadows and fringes of our own, where myth, legend, and rumor are made real. Yes, it's time for more thrilling tales from the West Virginia hills. Tonight's episode, The Beast of Grafton, is brought to you by Dandy Boy Apples. Apples so good they never go bad. And remember, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. That's Dandy Boy Apples. Fresh, delicious, and dandy every time. Pick up a box today. Our tale begins in the rural hills near Grafton, where locals have reported a strange creature lurking in the woods. Robbie Cockrell and Peggy Mansfield were out on a date, celebrating Peggy's birthday. A full moon loomed large as they drove.
Robbie, you're going too fast.
Don't worry, this nuclear roadster handles like a dream.
Where are you taking me anyway?
I told you, it's a birthday surprise.
Way out here in the woods? There's nothing this far out of Grafton, except that hospital by the river. Wait, I bet we're going to that new drive-in over in Clarksburg, right? Just so you can show off your slick new hot rod.
Ah, come on. Don't be like that, Peggy. I just thought the drive-in would be romantic.
Oh, Robbie. Robbie, look out!
Peggy? Are you okay? Peggy?
Yeah. I'm okay, I think.
What happened?
There was a huge boulder in the middle of the road. I tried to warn you, but it was too late.
But look, in the road. There's nothing there.
How could that be? I saw it plain as day in the headlights. And just look at the front end. It smashed right in. I mean, it didn't just get up and walk away. What was that?
Probably just a wolf.
It didn't sound like a wolf to me. There it is again! Whatever it is, it sounds like it's coming this way!
Look, those lights by the river. That must be the hospital. We can get help there. Come on.
Ow! My foot, I think I hurt it in the accident. Look, I'm bleeding!
Everything's going to be okay. Here, lean against me. There you go. See? You're doing great. Just like when we won that three-legged race in the park. We're almost to the hospital.
Oh no. There it is. I see it! Coming out of the woods!
It's bigger than a bear.
And look, it has no head! It's just flesh and muscle and claws. Robbie, it wasn't a boulder we hit. It was that thing!
It's okay. We're here. We made it. Door's locked. Hello? Anyone in there? Help us!
My, what's going on? Who are you?
Please, doctor. There's been an accident. My girlfriend's injured.
There's something after us. A monster in the woods.
Oh, a monster, you say?
I know. It sounds crazy, but I hit it with my car and...
I see. It's just you two?
Yes, it's just us. Oh, won't you help us, doctor, please?
Of course we'll take care of you, my dear. Do come in. Come in.
See? I told you everything was going to be okay, Peggy. Doctor, are you going to call the police about the thing outside?
Well, all in good time, son. First, let's have a look at the girl's foot. Lie down on this table, dear.
Is it bad, doctor?
Nothing we can't fix right up.
I think a little shot should do the trick.
Ow! What's that shot for?
I told you. To fix her.
Doctor, my arm's starting to tingle. Is that normal?
Oh, yes. Quite normal.
Ow! It's really burning now.
Hold still, my dear.
Hey, why are you strapping her down like that?
Just following procedure.
In the hallway! It's the monster!
Actually, that's an entirely different subject. She's been much more agreeable than the escaped one you encountered earlier on the road.
These monsters are yours?
Why, of course, though monster is a gross mischaracterization of the extraordinary advancements in evolution we've achieved here.
My whole body's burning!
Evolution? I don't understand.
Oh, you will, my boy. You both will.
Who are those men with guns? What is this place? Hey, let go of me!
What's happening? I feel so strange.
Robbie. Tonight's gruesome tale taught us several things. You can't always trust a good Samaritan. Be cautious when driving through the woods near Grafton. And birthday wishes don't always come true. Be sure to tune in next week for another thrilling chapter of Tales from the West Virginia Hills.
The Boylston Club. We're not a cult.
Hi, Sarah here, reading the Boylston Club Terminals. Boylston Club Membership Policy. The honor of membership in the Boylston Club shall be extended to current and former presidents, vice presidents, senators, and justices of the United States, current and former governors and lieutenant governors of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the legitimate male heirs of members, other distinguished gentlemen of the social or intellectual worth as nominated by the membership and willing to remit an annual fee of $500,000. Events Calendar, October. October Events Calendar, 10/5/77, Canadian Cigars, Fat or Fashion, a members-only tasting with Master Tobacconist Richard Glazier. 10/16/77, an evening with Lieutenant Governor Graham, 7-course pre-fee dinner with spirits to follow. 10/21/77, The Red Menace, Wines of Asia, monthly tasting with sommelier Lincoln Thomas. 10/30/77, special event, added 10/24, Memoriam Gala, free food, open bar for members still able to make it. Final toast at midnight. See flyer for details.
It's closing time, gentlemen. If any of you have changed your mind, it's time to go. James will see you out. No one? Very well. Gentlemen, it has been an honor and a privilege. Before we drink, allow me to offer a final toast. To the world that was, mankind shall never see its like again.
I stopped by Monaga Mine for some screws, and I came across a journal from someone named Earl Williams. Let's take a look at it here. Entry 1. You know those games kids play where they ask you what you'd rather do? Would you rather starve or eat another person? Those games are supposed to be hypothetical, until they ain't. Everyone said we shouldn't just let him go to waste, shouldn't let his death be in vain. Still don't seem right to me. Is it enough just to survive if you can't face the person you've become? Here's entry 2. I can feel the last bits of my sanity slipping. The lack of days and nights is driving me crazy. It makes me sick to my stomach to think about the things I've done. At this point, I'm not sure I want to make it out of here alive anyway. I'm damn near a monster now. Entry 3. I'm always hungry. It doesn't matter how much I eat. I still want more. I can't control my urges anymore. People ain't dying fast enough to satisfy my hunger. I must do what I have to do. Please don't tell Maggie.
Hey everybody, Ray here. Well, this is a Vault-Tec University course that I really could have sunk my teeth into. Just so bummed that I wasn't able to take this course. I would have audited it for sure. Vault-Tec University course HWB 410, Survival Through Cannibalism. This is an advanced study course that deals with the possibility that vaults can reach LAF status, lack of all food and food-like sources. When food supplies are completely exhausted and the vault's recycling systems are offline, Vault-Tec has given all overseers permission to use any means necessary to ensure dwellers' survival. To achieve this goal, cannibalism may become necessary. This course will cover all aspects of cannibalism, including moral ramifications, corpse consumption safety, and how to make delicious side dishes using only hair and toenails. Damn. Happy Halloween.
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that exists in the shadows and fringes of our own, where myth, legend, and rumor are made real. Yes, it's time for more thrilling tales from the West Virginia hills. Tonight's episode, Who Goes There? The Strange Encounter in Flatwoods, is brought to you by Sugar Bombs, the breakfast cereal with explosive great taste and 100% of the recommended daily allowance of sugar. Get your morning started right with Sugar Bombs. Our tale begins on a fateful night when a young pioneer scout, Fred Fisher, finds himself in quite the predicament, having taken a spill and fallen into a dark place.
Where am I? Jack? Biff? Mr. Bailey? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Who's there? I can't see you.
Me. My name's Sally. What's yours?
Fred.
Are you okay, Fred?
I think so. My head's a little woozy. Must have hit it when I fell.
Oh, no. Did you get lost, too?
Well, sort of. What I mean is that I was camping with my scout troop by the lake near Flatwoods. There were these lights kind of dancing in the sky.
Neat.
I guess. Anyway, we heard some weird noises, and the guy's double dog dared me to go look, so I did.
All by yourself? You're really brave.
Shucks. Thanks. I followed the noises to an entrance of an old mine. It smelled awful there, like rotten eggs, but worse. Suddenly, there was this bright light shining down on me. I was super scared and ran to the mine to hide, but everything felt strange. Like my feet weren't even touching the ground. Everything went black, and I woke up here in the dark.
That all happened to me, too. We'll just do what my dad says. When you've strayed or lost your foot, do what's best and stay put. They said they'd bring him soon.
There are other people here?
Yeah, they probably just went to get more food. They'll be back soon enough. You can wait with me, and they'll give you food too. You just have to do what they want.
What do you mean?
When they want to play games with you.
Games? What kind of games?
I'm still learning the rules. Mostly, they're kind of boring and only hurt when they use the needles.
Needles?
Yeah, you know, like at the doctor.
This doesn't sound like any game I know. It sounds downright awful, and these people sound really bad. We have to get out of here.
No, stay put, stay put, stay put, stay put.
Okay, stop screaming. The light, it's so bright.
That's where they come in to bring food, or when it's time to play.
Sally, what's that helmet thing you're wearing? It looks like it's screwed into your head.
Time to play. Time to play.
Sally!
Time.
What's wrong? Why are you acting like that?
Time to play.
I see them now.
Time
They aren't human at all.
Time to...
No! Stop! Let me go! Sally, help me!
Okay.
I don't want to play!
found days later, wandering by the river outside Flatwoods. He was disoriented but unharmed, save for 2 small wounds on each temple. To this day, Fred is convinced his strange encounter was real, and even continues to search high and low for a missing girl named Sally, whom he swears he met. So I leave it to you to decide, dear listeners. Was this simply the wild imagination of a frightened boy lost in the woods? Or was Fred Fisher in fact abducted by brainwashing aliens from outer space? Be sure to tune in next week for another thrilling chapter of Tales from the West Virginia Hills.
My creepiest experience in any Fallout was in Fallout 3 with Vault 106, where the Overseer was pumping psychoactive drugs into the atmosphere. And everyone was trapped underground for 200 years breathing in psychoactive drugs. And when you get down there, the place is torn to shit. The walls are torn apart, everything is just destroyed because these people were just tripping balls for 200 years. The scariest part of the place is that all of the residents that are left are really strong, are hard to kill. I mean, they're absolutely batshit. And if you accidentally close the door to the vault, if you don't have a companion, and you close that door, it doesn't reopen. It's really hard to get back out, and you can't just fast travel from inside a cell in that game. So it's like being trapped in there, and it sucks. And it took me a long time to figure out how to get out when I got trapped in. And then, you get back near the back, I believe, and there's a tunnel where they had started trying to dig themselves out of the vault. And there were mini nukes and skeletons and stuff in there, and they were blowing holes through the ground trying to get out. The place was really messed up. And as you're walking through and you find little bits of information, as the people descend into madness. My favorite one was a piece of paper. You find it on a table, I think, under a book. And it says, for some reason today the air is different. I can't quite place it, but the air tastes a little blue, I guess. As weird as that sounds, the air tastes blue. Blue like my suit. That kind of rhymes. Weird. Weird beard. I always wanted to be a beatnik, but the pants were too tight.
Hey, the Fallout Feed would like to thank the following people for helping us put this episode together. Eric is at ENGold08 on Twitter, and he also has a Fallout-related podcast called Tapes from the Wastes. Please check that out on Twitter at TFTWpod. Special thanks to Lawrence also. He is from the Modus Files show, which you heard a little snippet of. Thanks so much for sending us a submission there. You can check them out at Modus Files on Twitter. Thanks a lot, Lawrence. Sarah, our former host, at Vosslesauce on Twitter. Thanks so much, Sarah. Always great to hear from you. Clint at ClintSC9. You remember him from last season on the Roundtable. Thanks a lot, Clint. And special thanks to Casey for curating a spooky haiku. Very spooky, Casey. And also our good buddy Baker. You can check out his space-related podcast at BBCISSS on the Twitter. And he co-hosts that, of course, with our good buddy Ray. Ray, thanks so much for everything you do. He is at RayLB on Twitter. Thanks, Ray. And last but certainly most, thank you, Jess, for helping me put this together. A lot of fun. She can be found so many places on the Twitter, especially at You Wastelanders, at Dames Who Game, and at Sleep Is 4T. Thanks, Jess. I can be found at Indie Android. The show is at the Fallout Feed. I would like to thank everyone for downloading this edition of the Fallout Feed, and we will see you in the Wasteland.